You can't afford to keep trading alone, and you also can't afford to not journal and actually backtrack to see what's working and what's not working in your system. So I put together the Morning Mentor. What the Morning Mentor is it's your pre-market buddy, and it gives you a rundown of exactly what you look for every single day to make sure that you're following structure that you need to gain that consistency you're looking for. The first part we're going to look at is our sessions context. Market type. Are you trading futures, stocks, or Forex? The instrument you're looking to trade. The session you're looking to trade. New York Open, afternoon, Asia, or London. Economic events. Do we have any economic events coming up? This reminds you to take a look. And of course, psychology check. Extremely important and yet not spoken of enough. Are you feeling focused? Are you feeling calm? These are positive effects and positive emotions. Are you feeling revenge? Are you feeling distracted? These are negative emotions that are going to cause you to most likely derail from your plan. Before we get into section 2, I did want to make sure you know that each section is not necessary depending on your system. If you feel like you don't want to take the time to look at session context, you could minimize it. If you don't want to go over higher time frame bias, you could minimize it. Each section you're able to minimize, and each section you're able to customize. For session context, you can come up to the settings bar and you can click session context and you could change the tickers. Let's say you trade futures up to 8, stocks up to 8, and Forex up to 8. These are all presets. You could change them to whatever you want. If you do mess up, that's okay. You could always hit reset to default. The next area we're going to look at is section 2, higher time frame bias. Are we bullish? Again, this reminds us to look at the higher time frame. If you jump on the charts right off in the morning as soon as you wake up, you might miss the bigger picture. So this reminds you, are we bullish? Are we bearish or neutral? Market structure. Are we making higher highs? Are we making lower lows? Are we ranging? And prior day close, previous day high, inside range, or below previous day low. I created it so you can mark out both. So let's say we did break previous day high, but we ended up trading back within that range. That way you know the strength and momentum that we're dealing with. And of course, bias notes. Let's say we recognize that for the past 3 days, when we break previous day high, the buyers have a lot more control. You could take note of that. This is your morning mentor and your personal trading journal. The next area we're going to be looking at is your key areas. Extremely important to be able to recognize the price levels you're looking to trade off of before markets open. This gives you the opportunity to prepare instead of trying to jump in every little move you see in the market. We have our bullish zones. This is where we've seen buyers in the past. Our bearish zones where we've seen sellers in the past. Quality of those zones. Is it a new zone? Is it fresh? Or is it an old zone and it's been tested? And of course we have extra key levels, previous day high, previous day low, pre-market high, and pre-market low. Just like the other sections, this is extremely customizable. You're going to come up to your settings icon and you're going to click key areas, and it shows you add up to 6 price labels for your key areas. Do you want to keep previous day high, previous day low? Maybe you want to get rid of pre-market high, pre-market low. Let's say you're a gamma trader. You trade GEX. This is GEX level 1. We have a call wall and a put wall. You could add that, and then you could also rearrange them as you see fit. Just make sure you hit the save button, and that is going to save your key areas as you just set them. Alright, now we're looking at section number 4, and that is scenarios. Here's where you're going to write your trade plan. Is plan A going to be long positions off of your bullish zone because your bias is bullish? And again, this gives you that structure, it gives you some follow through and extra clarity. Let's say you don't want to write scenarios, you minimize the section, and you just use your key areas. I usually advise you do want to write some scenarios, and you can also use the microphone button if you are on a computer that has a microphone to write it out for you. You could hit the mic button. I'm looking for longs off of my buy zone because we've been extremely bullish and we already broke our previous day high. There you go. There is our plan A. You come over to plan B. If we break this demand zone, then I'm going to look for sellers to take control and target our previous day low. What you're doing at this point, guys, is it might not feel like much, but you're actually giving yourself an advantage to be patient when the market is moving. Now, this next section has to be one of the inspirations and main reasons I built this out, and that's going to be our Confluence Stack Checklist. This is where everything starts to fall together, where you create a system, you create a strategy, and you follow it to a T. Now, it's going to come with a foundation stack. The foundation stack really just gives you trend and structure, previous day trended clear in one direction, higher time frame structure on 4 hour, price is not in the middle of a weekly or daily range, key levels, prior day high or low is nearby or being respected or tested, pre-market high or low established and aligned with bias, weekly open above or below price confirms directional bias. Again, giving yourself the opportunity to check these off will also give you a chance to check out your stack score. And that's going to update over here on the bottom and also over here on your today at a glance portion. As you see, if you have 10 confluences and you have just 5 of them checked, it's a partial stack. Proceed with caution, reduce size. Once you bump it up to 6 to 7, then guess what? That's a good stack, valid setup, standard risk. But once you start marking it even higher, it's that 80% checked off. Now you have a strong stack, you have high confluence, full conviction setup. And what's great too, guys, is I gave you the opportunity to have 3 additional slots for you to customize yourself. Let's say stack 4, you want to name this one, we're going to hit edit, name stack, and order flow. Okay, well, what layers do we want? We want to look at our gamma levels. And then you could write a confluence in there. You're going to hit the edit button, gex level nearby. Let's say there's another confluence there. Add another confluence, previous high / low near gex level. And again, what you're doing, guys, you're going to set this. You're going to hit done. You're actually going to hit save as template, and then you're going to hit publish. What that's going to do is it's going to save this going forward for you, and it's also going to save it to your library. Now, in your library, this is where you could find other biases and other confluence stacks that you've created, and you could click over here. Let's say the CSF stack. This was a more specific stack that I created for gamma traders and heat map traders, right? Like we mentioned, order flow. If I want this, I'm going to click the tab button, set it to tab 2, so it puts it right over here. I'm going to click add. Now we have that confluence stack right here. Create multiple confluence stacks, so depending on the trading day and depending on how you fill out this information, you'll know, okay, this was a bit more bullish today, I'm going to trade my bullish confluence stack. This was a bit more bearish today, I'm going to trade the one that I know works better for the downside and even range bound. Again, this gives you the opportunity to see markets with a clear mindset and not an emotional bias or being married to a bias. And what's great too, before we end this section, is that let's say you create a really nice stack. You could share it with a friend. You click share, you're going to hit copy code, you're going to send that code to your friend, and they're going to insert it right over here. You click paste, import, and now you have their stack inside your own trading library. So you could trade and learn along with your friends and even your own mentors and trading gurus. And last but not least, we have our trade plan. This is where everything comes together. Are you looking to go long? Are you looking to take a short? Your entry price? Now trigger, this is what is triggering that trade. Was it a price rejection? Was it a break and retest? And also your time frames. What time frame are you looking to take this trade on? The 15 minute, the 5 and the 15 minute. Let's say you're a lower time frame trader, a 1 and 5 minute, or just a 1 minute. What's great about this section, and I want you to take a look at it for a moment, we have our entry zone, we have our risk parameters, where your stop loss becomes, why is this trade invalidated, extremely important there too, why is it invalidated, why did I stop out of this trade, maybe it's because I broke that recent low, right, invalidated trade means that's where your stop loss is, and it has take profit 1 for 70% off, and then take profit 2 for your runner for 30% off. Same situation, target type, high of day, low of day, support resistance level, VWAP, pre-market high or low. And what's cool too is once you do add the information, entry price will say 7,500, stop loss will say 74.95, and target price will say 75.25. It's going to give you your risk reward on that trade. Once you put in your target price for TP2, it's also going to give you the risk reward for your runner. And I know you guys are probably looking at the target types and possibly even the triggers and also the account risk. Guess what? That's all customizable. You're going to scroll up to your settings icon. We're going to click trade plan. And here's where you could change everything. You could do percentage or dollar amount for whatever your risk is looking to be. You could trigger tags. Was it a price rejection? Was it a break and retest? Is it absorption? Maybe you're using bookmap or order flow and it's an absorption going on there. Time frame tags. If you're a swing trader, you could adjust it higher. If you're a super scalper and you're on a 30-second, you could even adjust it lower. And just like the other categories, you're able to move things over so that it fits you personally. Take profit 1 target type, you could change these out. Take profit 2 target type, and you could also change the percentage. Let's say take profit 1, you want to take just 50% off. You could change that. Let's say you don't want to have a runner, you want just 1 take profit. You're going to click TP1 full exit only, save trade plan, come back. And would you look at that? There's no longer a take profit 2, just take profit 1 with your full exit. Once you enter this, here comes your outcome. Was it a winning trade? Was it a losing trade? Or was it no trade, right? It's important that we recognize when we're disciplined. Now, if it's a winner, you're going to say, great, this was a winning trade. Which scenario did I follow today? I followed scenario A, it was a winner. This is great. What time did I enter the trade? What's cool about the time entered is it's always going to give you the exact time that is going on right now, which is extremely helpful because this is a tool you're going to be using before you trade, a little bit as you trade, and then after you trade to follow everything up. And time exited as well, you're going to put that in too, and any trade notes you might have. Screenshots are also available. You could do pre-market chart for a screenshot, so a before picture, and then you could do your screenshot afterwards for the aftermath. So you could see, great, this was my first screenshot, these were my 3 scenarios, this is my afterwards. Now you could really start journaling and looking back and seeing what works and what doesn't in which market conditions. What's great too is if you have another trade plan, you hit add trade plan, it gives you another set. Say you don't want it, you delete it. Let's say you don't even want to use trade plan. You minimize it, that's fine. Use your Confluence Stack. The Confluence Stack is the best part, in my opinion, of this. I do think everything is extremely important and helpful. You can also search by keywords. Like let's say you traded 2 or 3 months with this, right? You could look up CPI, and every time you mention CPI, it's going to show up in your search tab. We have our library, again, that's for our Confluence Stack. Review gives you your this week, last week, and monthly recap. Let's say we're looking at our previous month, and you could also share this. When you share it, it will save an image for you, and you could post that wherever you would like. Let's say you want to save it in a file, or you want to send it to a friend, or like we mentioned, show your mentor. This is all about helping you gain traction and consistency in your trading, and it will make it a lot easier to trade with somebody, whether you're trading with somebody that streams, whether you're trading with a friend, whoever it is, or a mentor. This will be very helpful. You can also export backup, you could import backup. Now, I do want to touch on the settings and the saves, but I'm not going to do that in this video. I will do a separate video. There's also a fast prep button. Fast prep is if you're being quick in the morning. Let's say you didn't have the full 30 minutes or 20 minutes or 10 minutes to do your trade prep. You have 5 minutes. You got to be quick. Okay, higher time frame buys. Boom, we're bullish. Any key levels, make sure you add commas to separate them so you know. 75.50, comma. 75.55, comma. 7,600. Okay, max risk today. What am I looking to risk? 100, 150, and what is my trade plan for today? These are extremely important. That's why I put them in the fast prep tab, so it's something extremely quick for you to do if you don't have the time to go through everything. But I did try to make sure that this is not a long process. This is something that you should line up on the left-hand side of your chart or your screen. Use TradingView right here on the right-hand side and go through the motions. Start on your daily time. What am I trading? Okay, here we're trading futures, we're trading GC, we'll trade the New York Open. Any economic news today? None. How am I feeling today? Well, I'm not tired, I'm not distracted, I'm feeling calm and focused. Okay, what's our bias? We're bearish. We're clearly creating some lower lows and lower highs. Above previous day high, nope. We're below previous day low. Delete that. Bias notes. Gold has been extremely bearish ever since the Iran war began, but it was also very bearish since the end of January when it peaked around 5,600. We could write that in here. You could hit the microphone and it'll pick up what you're saying in there. Key areas. Okay, well now we could break it down to our lower time frame. Our key area was 44.73 for the buyers, 44.73. Our sellers were at 4,500. And you could add multiple zones, right? Right now we'll just do the two. Previous day high, previous day low, call wall, gamma level, maybe you have a put wall, whatever the case is, just key levels, something to keep you going. Scenarios, what am I looking for today? Today I'm looking for shorts on gold because I see we're still very bearish and we have been struggling to move any higher from here. Each time buyers brought us higher, they got faded. So my trade scenario plan A is going to be shorts with momentum. Confluence Stack, what are we looking at? Higher time frames. You just go through the motion, guys. It is something simple and easy enough for you to do every single day so you could find some confidence in your trading.